What up, Broncos country? Welcome back to the channel. So here to preview the Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos, or should I say the Kansas City Swifties, matching up again, just 2 weeks removed since we played the Chiefs last game. Obviously gonna go into that last matchup. We'll talk about that in this video a little bit. There is a record that the Broncos must stop Mahomes from reaching in this one. I mean, if y'all pick a time to beat the Chiefs, this Sunday is the best time to do it. And there's been people saying that Russell Wilson, not the worst contract anymore. And another thing that I'm seeing, people are suggesting the Broncos trade for Trey Lance. I don't know. We'll get into that here soon. But let's start out with that record that the Broncos need to stop Mahomes from getting. So this could be the best weekend of the year for the Denver Broncos, or it could be the worst. If you get the win, you snap the streak of 16 straight losses to the Chiefs. I mean, it's insane, man. Like, I can't believe that we have lost to a team that many times in a row. I mean, they win this Sunday, they basically have beaten us an entire regular season. 17 games. 17-0. That's that would be rough to go through. But yeah, and also the record that Mahomes would get, he is undefeated against the Broncos in his career. He is 12-0. If he reaches 13-0, he'll be the first quarterback to ever start his career against a team 13-0. And don't want to do that. I don't want to be on the wrong side of history. So, man, I hope they break the streak this Sunday. I mean, it's going to be rough. They're going to have to play basically a perfect game for it to happen. And, you know, defense has been playing a lot better lately. It started against the Chiefs and, you know, carried over into, you know, last week against the Packers, holding them to 17 points. Held the Chiefs to 19. You know, they're going to be without Kareem Jackson. He was suspended 4 games. He appealed. It has been reduced to 2 games. Unfortunately, he's going to miss this one. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, though, because P.J. Locke, you know, he has really shown that he can, you know, ball out. He's clutch. He's got that clutch gene. The turnover against the 49ers last year, and then he got the interception against the Packers. So, you know, more playing time for him. I got nothing against it. I'm a big fan of his. So, yeah, see if the defense can keep it up. They're going to have to. They're going to have to if they want to do it. I mean, I don't want to be swept again. I mean, all the people that want to tank, nah. This division rivalry game, you never want to lose a game like this, no matter what. So, in the Broncos, like I said, the last preview against the Chiefs, they got part of a recipe on beating the Chiefs, but they don't have the formula. You know, they have, you know, a couple ingredients. They don't have the full recipe. So hopefully this time they will do it. I mean, Sean Payton's already gotten a look. Hopefully he can draw up a game plan that puts the offense in better position this time around. As I was speaking of earlier, like I said, people kind of hopping on that Russell Wilson bandwagon. Not calling him washed anymore, which I never thought he was. He had a bad year. I mean, he's going to a new team. And you had a crappy coach. Okay, so that is what happened. Playing a lot better. And he's actually on pace for 30 touchdowns, believe it or not, this year. So that would be cool. I don't know if he's going to reach it. I mean, even if he gets close, that would be awesome. Looks like Frank Clark, the Broncos cut him like a week or two ago. And he's going to sign with the Seattle Seahawks. So he's going back to his original team. And then, yeah. I think it's funny that people think we should trade for Trey Lance. I honestly don't. If you trade for a young quarterback, I mean, some of you are probably going to laugh at this. I would take Zach Wilson. I'm not going to lie. I think he's actually got potential, but that's probably the only young quarterback I would trade for that is available. I mean, I don't know if they'd actually trade him, but no, I don't think I'd take Lance. But anywho, let's get into the injury report here. Pretty short injury report for the Broncos. Same with the Chiefs. So for the Broncos, you got Dwayne Washington. Knee did not participate. Justin Simmons, hip limited. Baron Browning, wrist full. So they're going to be pretty much fully healthy with the players that aren't on IR or anything in this one. They're going to have DJ Jones back, which he did not play in the previous matchup against Kansas City. That's going to help. That's big up front. Him, Purcell, and Allen, I think they've actually gotten a lot better, throughout the season. Hopefully they can build on that and be a brick wall this coming Sunday. For the Chiefs, Nick Bolton, DNP. It looks like he's not going to play in this one. I was hearing that he's not going to play in this one, which that's big. Nick Bolton always has a big game against the Broncos, so hopefully, with him being out, we can pick apart, that defense a little bit because, like I said, he always makes big plays when he plays the Broncos. Mike Edwards, full. Jerick McKinnon, full. And Justin Watson was full. So, Chiefs, they'll pretty much be fully healthy in this one as well. Looking at the roster here, really the only change is they traded for, Mecole Hardman? Yeah, Mecole Hardman. No, he'll probably play in this one. He's a speedster, though. Once the Chiefs realized that they needed some wide receiver help, they traded back for him. They traded him to the Jets, traded back for him. So now Mahomes has a target that he can trust. Sucks that, of course it has to be against us, that he's going to have a guy who he trusts on his team. But is what it is. Just looking at the rest of their roster here, doesn't look like too many big changes. I already went over their roster a few weeks ago, so I'm just going to go into recapping that previous game, what we need to improve on in this one, and hopefully pull out a W. The defense played great. The offense did not show up. I mean, you're looking at the total yards here. Kansas City in that game, they had 89. Total yards, Denver only had 197. And turnovers, Denver had 3, Kansas City had 1. And even in this game coming up, which is going to be one of my keys, I'll talk about it later, you got to win the turnover battle probably by 2. And Chiefs won the turnover battle by 2 in this last one. Chiefs had more first downs. They had more time of possession. Player stats, though, like Travis Kelce, he had a freaking Pro Bowl first half against us the last time. Okay? He finished with 9 receptions, 124 yards. Got to try to limit him. I mean, he is Mahomes' favorite target. If you could take him out of the game somehow, some way, I think he would struggle a little bit. He's still going to make plays. He's Patrick Mahomes, but taking him out as best you can, I think that is definitely an advantage for the Broncos. So, going to have to try to find a way to do that. Rashee Rice had a pretty big game against us last time. 4 catches, 72 yards. Other than that, everybody else wasn't too crazy. Our receivers did not show up in that one. It was bad. They need to show up in this one. Yes, the Chiefs have a pretty good defense this year. I talked about a few weeks ago how their defense didn't scare me, but they have really good chemistry. Like, they don't have like a crazy defense like full of superstars like the Chargers or anything like that, but or even the Rams, I guess. But no, these guys, they not big names, but they fit the system. They have great chemistry. They know how to play. So maybe that threw off the Broncos receivers, or they just decided not to play. Not really sure. As a team, the Broncos only had 2 sacks last matchup. Did have an interception with Justin Simmons, who has the most interceptions against Patrick Mahomes with 4. Chiefs had 4 sacks on us. They had 2 interceptions. Justin Reed, Nick Bolton. Told you, Nick Bolton makes plays against us. Maybe, since he's out, that will help the Broncos out a little bit. Not really sure. Last but not least, let's get into the, I guess let's talk about the quarterback play. So, yeah, Russell Wilson didn't reach 100 yards passing against the Chiefs last time. That has to change. He had a touchdown. He had 2 terrible interceptions. Mahomes, even though he's quiet, still 306 yards passing. He had a touchdown. He threw the interception because it kind of seems like when Mahomes plays the Broncos, he just doesn't take them seriously. Like, he literally just hucks the ball down the field. He's basically like, F it. Kelsey's out there somewhere. We're just going to huck it down, and if it gets intercepted, oh well. We're not too worried. So, the Broncos, I mean, they should be pissed. Like, they really need to be offended by that. Because that's, I mean, as a Broncos fan, that's just how it feels. Like, when we play the Chiefs, it just feels like they kind of just play with their food. And, see what happens. If it's a close game, they're like, okay, we're not too worried. We'll pull this thing out, even if it's by a few points. So, no, the Broncos need to, go in there, not take this game lightly. So, turnovers definitely cause for an upset. I'm going to go over my 3 keys on how they can get a victory here. First off, looks like the Chiefs are a touchdown favorite. Might be a little over a touchdown favorite now. The Chiefs are 2nd overall in offense. Denver is 21st overall in offense. The Chiefs are 7th in total defense. Denver still 32nd. So, yeah, not looking good on the stat sheets, but, the first key here would obviously be the Broncos offense has to show up. You got to at least score 24 points, I believe, to have a shot against the Chiefs. You're at home. This is your best chance to beat them. You got close last year at home. You were trailing by like 27-7, but you came back and you just lost. Barely. Maybe if Russell Wilson doesn't get hurt in that game, they come back, win that one. Who knows? We'll never know. This would be a great chance to make up for that, even though they have a lot of games to make up because they've lost since 2015 at home to the Chiefs. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's just like a broken record. Every time we make a recap preview of, Chiefs playing the Chiefs. So, offense has to show up, at least score 24 points. At least score 24 points. I think the Broncos defense can hold them to under 21, but we'll see. Let's see. Second key would probably be, like I said in my last preview, did not happen, but they got to hang around. Like, run the ball, play good defense. But in the last matchup, felt like when the Broncos started out with the ball and they went for on fourth down, that was dumb. And when the Chiefs went up, they were kind of hanging around a little bit, but in that second half, then the Chiefs started slowly getting, out ahead more. They were getting field goals. I mean, if you're holding them to field goals and one touchdown, that should be doable. But can't score on the offense, not going to matter. They need to run the ball more. That's our offensive identity, Run the ball more, and the passing game will open up, Sean Payton lost the chess match the first time, but he's a good coach. I believe he can put them in a good position, and hopefully they have a good game plan for this one, and, come out and surprise some people. That's the only thing we can hope for. I think the last thing, though, would be you got to win the turnover battle. Like I said earlier in the video, got to win the turnover battle by at least 2. We had 3 turnovers last time. Chiefs had 1. We got to flip that this time. If the Chiefs can get 3 turnovers and Denver only has 1, and they score off those turnovers, that would be big. That would be big. I mean, Broncos had 14 points last time. Scored 2 touchdowns off 2 turnovers, let's say. They won the turnover battle by 2. 14, plus they scored 8, which they didn't need to go for 2, but if they didn't go for 2, they'd have 21. They went for 2, they would have 22. So maybe they do go for 2, make it a 3-point game. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? But, just stuff like that, you got to take advantage against this team. Can't do the small things. You got to do all the big things. You got to do the big. I mean, I guess you got to do everything against Kansas City to beat them. They don't lose a lot. So that'd probably be my 3 keys. And going into a prediction here on who I think is going to win, final score. My head is saying Chiefs because we have not beat them. And even in my preseason preview, I did pick the Chiefs to win both matchups because like I said in the last preview video, I just can't pick the Broncos until they beat the Chiefs. They have to prove us wrong for us to pick them again. So yes, unfortunately, I am picking the stinking Queefs in this one, the Swifties. I'm going to pick them to win 27-23. I think it's going to be close. I think Denver's going to put up a good fight, but if the Broncos could do everything I just said and play a near perfect game, they could definitely win this game, And if they do win this game, look for it to be like a 30-27 type of victory, maybe even 31. I think they're going to have to put up like 30, almost 30 points to beat them and play really good defense, which they have been doing. Hopefully it continues. We'll see. But, anyway. That is going to do it here. I'm going to wrap up this preview video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Other than that, if you have any comments, questions, or anything I missed, please leave in the comments down below. I love responding to what you guys have to say. Without further ado, stay safe, be good. Go Broncos. See you guys after the game on Sunday.